Reward and punishment are two instruments used by most societies to regulate the affairs of citizens. While the former is always used to appreciate hard work and excellence, the latter is used to deter indolence and insubordination. Both sides of the coin have far-reaching implications for society and nation building. Welcome to Impact Nigeria, your weekly program designed to rekindle our sense of patriotism while contributing our quota to national development. I am Deva Hamation Mom, and I'll be back right after this break. National honors, cash reward, scholarship, gift items, promotion, and elevation are some of the known efforts at rewarding hard work and excellence. How well has the nation benefited from such efforts? What is the perception of Nigerians about the effectiveness or otherwise of our reward system? Our correspondent was on the streets and brought us back this feedback.
Selective way of reward system in Nigeria. There is somebody that if a big man is the one that shows something, the way they reward person, they reward the person as if the person have not gotten anything at all. But when the poor person reveals something, the person will not even be recognized as if you have not done a good thing. So our reward system is very, very poor.
Reward system is not working in Nigeria. People are not rewarding people as it's supposed to be. You understand? Let's say for instance, somebody find money on somebody's car, and the person refund the money back to the owner. The person will just end up telling him, "Thank you." That was what. There is no reward. So to encourage others.
The system does not merit who deserve it. In the past, we have a history hitherto till now, when the people that are supposed to be rewarded are not getting what they are meant for. The whole situation has been hijacked by so-called politicians in our system today. People that are supposed to be merit are not having the reward. Our military men are in the bush, sacrifice for us day and night. Nobody reward them for their bullet on their shoulder, their bullet on their stomach.
So we should put more endeavor in trying to help our civil servants, especially those at the lower level, especially those who are serving in the military, who have served the country so much, worked so hard, been injured. Some of them lost their lives. Some of their wife and kids are still in the barrack, like the military men fighting Boko Haram. Their needs have not been taken care of very well, and you can see that these needs have been diverted into other things, especially things that are not relevant to the country. So I would say our reward system is poor, but we can still do better.
The good people are not well rewarded, and the intelligent people are not well rewarded the way they're supposed to. People struggling to get knowledge, when they give the knowledge back to the society, they don't get back what they put in. Unlike those who are tout, those who don't pay anything to get what they want, they get easily rewarded. For example, programs. When they establish on programs, they reward those who are rascal in their programs better than those who have something upstairs to offer to the community.
Good to know you're still with us. One of the respondents there said rascals are better rewarded. Is he right? Anyway, on Impact Nigeria on NTA News 24 today, we will be examining the reward system. It is as old as mankind, with society celebrating integrity, hard work, and excellence through various means, from chieftaincy titles to awards of excellence, with less emphasis on wealth. There, however, seems to be a paradigm shift in recent years, with attention being paid to the size of the pockets of the individuals or the positions he or she occupy, to detriment of merit and excellence. Our background report provides some insights into the essence of a functional reward system.
Every society thrives when efforts, talents, and innovations are recognized. In Nigeria, the reward system is a way of appreciating excellence, whether in education, sports, military, governance, or national service.
The incentive that is being placed for you to meet a certain target helps to motivate your productivity in achieving that goal. It affects productivity, but at the same time, it also demoralizes your productivity. Sometimes you put a lot of effort to achieve something, and somebody that didn't put enough effort, the effort you put into achieving gets the reward, while you are overlooked.
The reward system is as old as mankind, from traditional chieftaincy titles to states and national honors like the GCFR, GCON, MON, MFR, and so on, given to individuals who distinguish themselves in leadership, innovation, sports, or public service. The Nigerian reward system is designed to motivate citizens, either a teacher, soldier, doctor, or even students. Recognition creates a culture of excellence, making the individual happy that he or she is appreciated. In schools, students are rewarded with prizes for academic excellence. In the National Youth Service for outstanding performance in sports, Nigeria has decorated heroes like Chioma Ajunwa and so on with both cash and award for bringing glory to the country. But sometimes, this reward and awards don't come on time or at all. Many feel that people who contribute greatly to the nation are overlooked, while others are recognized for political reasons. Hence, the question, is the Nigerian reward system fair and effective?
A lot of factors affect the reward system we have in Nigeria, especially in our economic and political ecosystem. Based on what we have in the private sector and in the public sector, if you look at it very well, if you want to diversify and dissect the whole Nigerian system in different sectors, you look at business sector, private sector, you look at religion, you look at the economy, our reward system varies. Sometimes some system is being rewarded on merits, and some is being rewarded on religion, tribalism, ethnicity, and all that.
Several people like Salihu Abdul Hadi, William Ukabu, Abayomi Oluwole, Ikenna Weke have found and returned missing items. They might have been compensated, but was it enough? Young innovators, scientists, and everyday workers rarely received the encouragement they deserved. Therefore, if the system truly rewards hard work, more young people will be inspired to create, to innovate, and to serve faithfully. As Nigerians, let's move forward to build a stronger reward system that values merit over politics, and together we can unlock the nation's greatest potential.
Welcome back. Now, joining us to shed more light on this all-important topic is Professor Tajuddin Olalekun Yusuf. He is a professor of risk management and insurance and the coordinator, non-interest finance programs, University of Lagos Business School. Professor Tajuddin Yusuf is a distinguished academic, practitioner, and thought leader in the field of Islamic finance with over 2 decades of impactful contributions, spanning research, teaching, industry, practice, and policy advisory. Professor Yusuf earned his Master's in Islamic Management, Banking and Finance with distinctions from Loughborough University, United Kingdom, and holds a PhD in Risk Management and Insurance. His scholarly output includes peer-reviewed publications and book chapters on various aspects of non-interest wealth and faith-based financing. His works exemplify the integration of academic rigor, ethical finance, and social impact, positioning him as a leading figure in the global Islamic finance landscape. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, so we've been talking about reward and punishment and how it affects the society and the output of citizens to the, to the society itself. How important is a reward and punishment value system to the society?
Yeah, it's quite very important. It's inspiring, and it's the divine way of how the Creator, Allah, God, relates with us. If you do good, this is the reward. If you do evil, this is the punishment. That is the way God relates with us. If you look at in the Holy Quran, God says, if you do one good deed, He will give you 10 more rewards in manifolds. And if you do any evil deed, only one will be written against you. Knowing that man responds to incentives. If he does something and he gets a reward or appreciation that will inspire him to do more. So when you now bring it out to a society like ours, we've got to play a lot of premium on rewarding people so that goodness can be promoted in our society. Because human beings, they respond to what they hear, what they see. Because every man who wants to commit a crime will look at the fate of the last offender. If the last offender was pardoned or was taken with levity, there is high probability that he will commit the same offense. So because there is something they call theory of deterrence. Before anybody will commit any crime or violate stated rules, they will look at three things. How much is involved? 2, what is the possibility of me being apprehended? 3, what is the penalty? Every human being rationalizes this, before he commits a crime. What is involved? So now in our society, we need to entrench it in our system, work system, that we set targets for ourselves. If you can reach this threshold, this is what you get. And even whether in the public or private sectors, that happens. Management will set targets for the middle level or lower level managers to meet. If you get this, so it's natural. It happens in every aspect of our lives. Buy one, get two. Buy one, get two, to encourage you, to incentivize you. Because that is what can bring the best out of you. When you are recognized, when your efforts are appreciated, it gingers you on. And when you are not recognized, naturally, you tend to move back. It's natural. And it's psychological.
Okay, so there are those who would argue that on this earthly plane at least, it does seem as if people who do evil tend to prosper more.
No, they don't. They are not.
Could you throw more light on that? Especially if you look at a society where it seems as if people who, for instance, take huge sums of public money get away with it. We don't see them getting locked up or anything.
Nobody gets away with crime.
Okay.
If you have not been apprehended, your time will come. The way God gives everybody the respite. God does not punish immediately you commit a crime. Maybe you will reflect. Maybe you will have a rethink and amend. God gives us that opportunity. Now, let me tell you this. If you keep doing evil and you are not caught, think of your end. You are going to pay for it. What goes around comes around.
But if we take it away from the spiritual dimension,
okay,
and we look at it from the angle of the state,
okay,
I don't think the average citizen, and we could see from the responses of the men on the street we spoke to, the average citizen does not believe that, at least in this country, the right people get the right reward or the right punishment for their actions. So how would you rate our reward and punishment system in Nigeria? Would you say it's very good? Does it require work?
In some areas we get it right, in some areas we don't get it right.
In which areas have we gotten it right?
That we have gotten it right?
Yes.
Maybe you will say, well, if those who get the National Merit Award, for instance.
There are people who would argue that they're not very...
Now, the assessment, how do we assess them? What are the criteria that we have set for them to meet? Most of the time, people don't know the criteria. I don't know if there's a national policy on the award of the merit plaques or whatever they give them. Now, there are areas we are not getting it right, like in education. Look in education. There's nobody in the world today, in this country today, who would never pass through a teacher. How do we treat our teachers? Nobody will say, I become what I become without the contribution of teachers. So if we want to get it right, that is where we should start. Let's make let's pump more money into our educational system. Let's incentivize the teachers, the lecturers, the professors. Let's take good care of them so that they too will give back. Because we are talking about both our present and our future as a country. We are not getting it right in that area. Then look at our law enforcement agents. Are we compensating them enough? No.
When you say law enforcement, are we talking about the police?
Whether the military and the paramilitary settings. But these are the gatekeepers. These are the people who watch over us. We must make that job profitable. We must make that job motivating. Let the people who are doing that, because they are risking their lives. So if somebody could risk his or her life for you, so how will you treat that person? Don't you know that when that life is lost, it can be regained? So we need to pay attention to that, so that any man who wears a uniform with the coat of arms and he moves on the streets, he should do that job diligently with all sense of patriotism and say, look, this is my country. I cannot allow you to mess it up. Why will he do that? Because he who is doing that, he knows if he dies today, his family will not suffer. He knows this is the job, this is the state pays him his salary, and he is well paid. So, how will you tempt him with money? You won't, because he is well taken care of by the state. If he falls sick, the state will take care of him. He doesn't have to struggle to get treated in the hospital. His children are going to good schools, and is well equipped. He has all necessary tools to work. The environment is very conducive. Then he will be ready to risk his life. We can see it happening in other countries, like in the Western countries. They don't take law enforcement as a joke. In Nigeria, we need to have a change. because some of them cannot protest publicly. We should take care of them. We shouldn't let it get to that, because it's transferred aggression. They transfer it back to the society. They are not diligent.
If we take it from this perspective now, is this how it has always been, or is there a departure from what our value system was in the past, or we've always had it wrong?
No. You see, it has not been like this. It has not been like this. And I won't blame only the government. I'll blame all of us. Our value system has drastically diminished. It has diminished. And leaders, we are all leaders. It has not been like this. In the 60s, in the 70s, no. There were crimes, but not as rampant as we have it today.
Any idea where we went wrong?
When we start to glorify material wealth at the expense of integrity, people don't ask people, how did he come about his money? How did he make it? How can you be a law enforcement agent and you are living this way? We stopped questioning our morality, the source of our wealth. You understand? Once the man is riding a very nice car, he has built a mansion, the society don't ask, how? What has he done to get to where he is? And that is sending bad signals. Oh, crime pays. People see government job as, go and grab your national cake. It shouldn't go. We shouldn't continue that way. We shouldn't continue that way, because at the end of the day, we all come to bear the brunt of misgovernance.
True.
Because you never know. If you are supposed to make money available for the hospitals and you don't, you know what's going to happen? You might fall sick somewhere on the street, and the next thing they will take you to the same hospital you have not equipped. So that's why I said, what goes around comes around. In our nation, look, you never know what will be your fate or the fate of your own children. That is why, do whatever you are supposed to do now. God has a way of making you bear the brunt later on, or your children. And we see it on a daily basis. So everybody should see himself or herself as part and parcel of the nation. Must see himself that, look, I must not be the weakest link. Let me do what I'm going to do. And I want to also tell you this. People observe. People take notice of what you are doing. Even though the government might have not celebrated your name, but some people do see you. And they say, virtue is its own reward. Whatever you do now, it gives you a sense of satisfaction that I have not been corrupt. I have done what I'm supposed to do. Your conscience, if you have conscience, your conscience tells you, I've done my bit. You understand? So we miss it the moment we start to glorify material wealth at the expense of integrity.
So we've been talking about the reward system in the country. We'll take a break now to be back shortly.
It's refreshing and impacting. Are you interested in contributing to the Nigerian project?
When young Mohammed Aminu, like every other rider, set out on a fateful day for business, little did he know that a passenger will forget a huge amount of money in his tricycle. After several efforts to locate the owner proved abortive, he then decided to contact his friend Abubakar Usman Danjuma, who rendered help through his father, who is an aide to the state governor.
Decided to check the back seat, and I found some sack at the back of Keke. Then I decided to go through the bag. Let me see what is inside the bag. It was money. At the fourth place, I thought it was food.
How are we going to return this money? That was the first thing that came to my mind that day. So after many suggestions, I now had to call my dad and tell him everything.
For 17 days, the Keke rider and his friend were in search of the owner of the missing bag, engaging the services of the various media houses, until a woman identified as Anastasia Ekato surfaced, laying claim to the missing item. She explained that while on her way to deposit the sum of money, she received an emergency call and in the midst of the confusion, forgot the bag containing the money in a tricycle around Lucky Way.
I went here, I was just running, carrying my children, we were running up and down. I run to that same park again. I said, please, I'm here. Immediately, one saw me, say, madam, you are the one for that money. I said, yes. He said, go to NTA. Immediately, I ran to NTA. That was how I get to the government house. I've received my money. It's intact. 1.56416 naira.
The secretary to the state government, Musa Hino, said the development deserves commendation to encourage the restoration of moral values.
We made some small donation to encourage the Keke rider who found the money, undisclosed sum, for him and his friend. And then we made a report to the executive governor who was not in town when all this happened. And when the governor got the report, he asked, what did you give to the Keke rider? And we mentioned, he said, no, that is not enough. We need to upgrade the life of the Keke rider entirely. From being a Keke rider, let him be a Bolt or Uber driver. And to that effect, His Excellency decided to donate a 2006 Corolla vehicle to the Keke rider so that can become an upgrade for him.
I believe there are still good people in this country. Everybody should be good and play safe. I want to say thank you, Governor.
For many, the 23-year-old Aminu Mohammed, who hails from Ankpa in Kogi State, is not only a pride to his family, Edo and Kogi, but also worthy of emulation by all Nigerians, particularly the youth, who must insist on doing the right thing, no matter the situation. In Benin, good luck, Enaini.
That story gladdened my heart because it doesn't always end that way. You hear that somebody found thousands of dollars somewhere at the airport and they hand it in and they're given a handshake and thank you very much. So for that young man to have gotten a car and an upgrade, going from riding a tricycle to becoming an Uber driver and owning his own car, that's a big deal. And I think that's a step in the right direction.
Yes, absolutely. Imagine if this is repeated continuously, other states, you have something like this.
That was Edo State, by the way, for those who didn't...
Edo State. Imagine if this thing is happening and it becomes a normal occurrence in our country. I tell you, it will transform this country to a very great pedestal that you won't be able to... And everybody now becomes more conscious of it. Because what we see, I mean, you see it on the social media, on the television, on the radio, people being celebrated for good conduct. That can do a lot. And
the car he got, I dare say, should be at least 15 times more valuable than the money he returned.
That car, you'll be talking not less than 5 million.
It should be more than that.
It should be more than that.
Cars are very expensive right now.
Yes.
And that one looked to be in good condition.
Sure.
There are people who have been mocked for returning large sums of money. What would you say to those who mock those that return money?
They are the undesirable elements in our society. They are there. Those who are mocking such people, they are only demonstrating the level of their own moral integrity. And those who are being mocked should not feel disillusioned. They should see that my time has not come, and my time will come. Everybody has his own time. And it's also a source of trial for them. Is it good? Because if this guy had not returned the money, do you know what might have happened? What might happen to him? He might have lost his life. Maybe what will he want to do with the money? The conscience. What about the conscience? So those who are mocking are not. They are not good citizens. They ought not to mock someone who has been honest. You know, everybody loves honesty. If you give someone a job to do for you and is honest, it does not inflate the cost and it charges you minimally. Next time, you want to go back to him.
Especially if they did a quality job the first time.
A quality job. So everybody loves honesty, trustworthiness. Everybody loves it. But are we all trustworthy? So, and it is all by being empathetic. What you will not want to be done to you, don't do it to another person. If someone treats you honestly, it goes into your bone marrow, it goes into your conscience. You feel it. You never forget that person. It has a lot of impact on you. It puts a lot of impact on you. You never forget. Nobody forgets who has been, who has offered them good gestures. You don't forget. And it goes. You never know when you are going to meet again. You never know. And God has a way of doing these things. What goes around comes around. So it's always good that we maintain that integrity.
But you know, we cannot speak of a reward system without also talking about the value of an effective punishment or penalty system.
Yeah.
What would you say of our justice system or our law and order system in the country? How effective is our justice system in the country?
It has a lot to desire. Because, is it there at all? Look at a fallacy. If, for instance, God forbid, if I commit a crime, the judicial system does not recognize me to come and talk for myself. It requires me to get a lawyer who was not there when the offense was committed. And in some cases, the lawyer will even tell me, say this, don't say this. What are we saying?
Well, they say the law is an ass.
No, it has to be. We made the law. We made the law. Law is made for man. Man was not made for the law.
True.
Law should have human face. Should have equity. Should demonstrate equity. Everybody should get what they deserve. And they say justice delayed is justice denied. We need to do more in that respect, in that area of our justice system. Okay. It should be such a way that we don't let those who deserve justice to be denied and to be forgotten. Let's make sure we dispense with justice as quickly as possible. Wasting time, allowing unnecessary delays should be discouraged, so that we will not be having many awaiting trials. Some were on awaiting trials for 20 years. Why?
And sometimes the cases are actually just petty offenses.
So the justice system needs to be reformed to deliver justice in time to the people.
So we've agreed that our reward system is lacking.
It's lacking.
Much needs to be done about it.
Yeah.
What suggestions do you have for setting up a robust reward system for the country?
Now, I will say that we have to look at it from different angles. The family system, the family values. Any criminal you see out there must have come out from a family. Let us pay attention to the family system, where all of us evolved from. We evolve from a particular family. If you are a father, you are a mother, what kind of values are you impacting or instilling on your children? And when someone misbehaves in the society, a system must be there that would make the family responsible. So that everybody, when you are going out, the members of your family will tell you, you are going out, please don't tarnish the name of this family.
Don't you think that would be a little bit unfair? Because I think that some parents try really hard, but then the immediate environment in which
who makes the immediate environment?
Anyway, let's take this let's take this break and then come back to this, because I find this angle very interesting. Yeah. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
It's engaging, it's refreshing, and impacting. Are you interested in contributing to the Nigerian project? Are you keen on adding your voice to the making of the Nigeria of our dream? Are you willing to be part of the new tribe of Nigeria that are sold on doing the right thing always? Then join the conversation every Saturday by 5 p.m. on Impact Nigeria on NTA News 24. It's a live interactive discussion program that focuses on values, reorientation, and nation building. Impact Nigeria, rekindling patriotism, live every Saturday by 5 p.m. on NTA News 24. Join us.
Okay, so right before the break, Professor Yusuf raised a very strong suggestion, which I was trying to interrogate a bit further. You did say that you think that in some instances, parents, or maybe in every instance, parents should be held responsible for the conduct of their wards.
Definitely, yes. What kind of value systems do the parents themselves uphold in the home state? Because it brings about, we should be having responsible parenthood. Parents should see themselves as responsible up to certain ages of their wards, their children. They must take good care of them. It's not one thing you just say, I'm paying school fees, and you abandon or abdicate your responsibility to the schools. You as a parent, what values are you instilling on your children? Who are you yourself? Are you a good example to your child? So it will make parents to sit up. Parenthood or parenting is, they say, is one of the hardest jobs in the world.
True.
So you must, if you are not ready for it, don't go into it. You must be responsible for who you are bringing into the society. So by the time parents know that, look, any misbehavior or misdemeanor of your child outside, the system will hold you responsible and reprimand you. So that the moment you know you are not getting it right, you must be able to report such a child to the law enforcement agents that, look, this is what I'm doing for this child. And look, if all households take it upon themselves, I tell you, there will be less crimes in the society. Maybe in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, but when we were growing up, there's what we call family meeting, extended family meeting, were taking place in those days.
I remember those meetings.
Yes.
They were very unpleasant.
Yeah, so that families will meet, you know this person, you know that person, and you sermonize yourselves. Oh, what are you doing, my brother, my sister, my aunt, my cousin?
And if you did something wrong, you got dragged in front of that family meeting.
Yes.
And everybody
they
had
congratulate you.
Yes.
And then you know it. That look, here in this family. If families will tell their children going out, maybe going to public service, going to private or whatever, look, the name of this family, we cherish it so much. Don't go on. We won't stand by. If you commit any crime, we won't stand by you. This family will not protect you. Because that name is, they say, good name is better than gold and silver. So that name of our family, you don't play with. You don't play with it. Integrity. It stands that family for long. Because
so we've talked about the family as one of the institutions that we need to get right so that the ripple effect will play out as far as the reward system is concerned. What else should we be looking at?
In our educational system, our education system must we should not secularize education.
It's been secularized.
We should moralize education. So if I'm a professor, if I'm a lecturer, I'm an accountant, there are some certain ethics that I must be taught in schools. It's not that I know the art of accounting, the art of engineering, and no. There must be moral side of it. I must be taught the moral side of it, so that when I'm an engineer, I have moral upbringing, moral backup with it. I must be ethical in how I do my things, my profession. Ethics must be inbuilt, entrenched into it, so that we can have good citizen society, because everybody is a product of our schools.
For instance, if we have ethical civil engineers, we may not have buildings collapsing all over the place.
Thank you. Builders, medical doctors, nurses. Ethics must be instilled into the curricula which we use in schools, so that we have new set of people coming into the society, and we all are going to benefit from it. Look at our artisans. If you look at the artisans in the country today, they are lacking largely in ethical foundations. Why? Your car, there are many people with cars that have been turned to trekkers on the road. They destroy things, they don't care. There's no ethics in the way they conduct themselves. No work ethic in how they conduct themselves. And all of us, we have been taken hostage by our artisans. Bricklayer, tailor, mechanics, plumber, barber, everybody. Why? Because they are all lacking in moral foundations. So for us to get it right, so that everybody feels that, yes, I hold responsibility to the society. I must be ethical in the way I do my things, so that the society itself can be better for it, because we are all living in society. So from those two angles, we can get it right in our society.
What about the spiritual angle, our clergymen?
Yes, they too have a role to play, because everybody belongs to one religious organization or the other. So they too must up their game. They must be able to say, look, in our church, in our mosque, we don't receive monies from embezzlers, corrupt and fraudulent people. Before we collect any money from you, we must know where you are working, what you are doing. Like in Islam, it says, God is pure. He will never accept except that which is pure. If you go and embezzle money, and you spend that, you take that money to Saudi Arabia for Mecca, for pilgrimage, God will not accept it. The moment you are landing in the holy house, you'll be told you are not welcome here, because the money with which you have come is filthy. So the religious clergy, the spiritual leaders in our churches and our mosques must be able to sound it home, that in this church, in this mosque, no blood money is accepted. We must know where all our members are working. Are they contributing to society or they are destroying the society? No blood money is accepted here because God is pure and will not accept anybody with questionable character, or we cannot encourage or allow them to occupy important positions in the house of God. We need to get it to that level.
You think there's any role our traditional rulers or leaders?
Of course, too. They too have the role to play because they are leaders. And leadership requires responsibility. Because when the leadership is a reflection of the society. If the leaders are good, if the society is good, the leaders too, it's a reflection of the kind of leadership we have. Anytime you see any malfeasance, any misdemeanor, any misbehavior, any breakdown of law, go and look at the leadership. The leadership have missed it. They're not getting it right. And that is why you have chaos in the society. Because leadership is not just by name. It's by practice. It's by doing. We must be able to say, everybody hold themselves accountable. That if evil is reigning and nobody is talking against it, the effect will engulf every one of us. So we better nip it in the bud before it becomes a conflagration. So we must be up and doing in this regard. We must see that, look, wherever in my environment, in my surrounding, no evil will take place. And everybody must get their due. Nobody must be denied their right. Justice is a universal value that all of us should uphold and promote. Justice has no tribal face or ethnic face or religious face. Every human being deserves justice. Because if there is no justice, there cannot be peace.
So what do you say about a system where it does seem as if people in the entertainment world seem to be commanding so much reward if we look at it from the monetary perspective, because the salary you get at the end of the month is your reward for working. Now, we have our footballers, wrestlers, people in sports particularly, they command mind-boggling sums of money that your average medical doctor
they don't
would barely get anything. What do you think of this skewed reward system? There is a reward system, but it's skewed.
It's not proper. It's not proper. It's not proper because it discourages others who are contributing better than them, because they are just entertainers. What about those who are working with the intellect, those who are producing future leaders? How are we treating them? Look at the lecturers that I mentioned earlier. There's no one who will say he has not passed through lecturers or teachers in his life. So how are we treating them that way? Our medical doctors, they are saving lives. What are we doing to them? How are we treating them? Are we making them proud of their professions, or we are making them to regret? That shouldn't be.
But
so we need to look at it.
Some might argue that the entertainer makes people happy, and that helps their mental health.
Does he pay their bills? Does he pay our bills? If it makes me happy, does he pay my bills? He doesn't pay my bill. The happiness doesn't go beyond the moment. The moment we all scatter and go our ways, whatever I've been thinking of comes back. But what about my intellect, my contribution to the society? I go through a teacher. My health. If I go to the hospitals and I'm not treated well, what happens to my life? How can I be useful to the society if the society cannot guarantee a quality treatment for me when I fall sick? So this is what we need to look at, by making sure that those who are really contributing to the now and the future of society are well taken care of.
Thank you so much, Professor Yusuf, for taking time off a busy schedule to be with us and talk about this all-important topic where we addressed the issue of the reward system in Nigeria. We hope that when next we invite you to our studios, you'll honor our invitation as you did today.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Well, building a strong reward system that celebrates excellence and uprightness as opposed to nepotism will no doubt help us in the arduous task of nation building. Thank you again for spending time with us on today's journey of self-discovery. If this episode sparked something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Share, subscribe, and join us every Saturday at 5 p.m. on this channel for another discussion that really matters. Till I come your way with a fresh edition of the program, don't forget that we did not only inherit this country from our ancestors, we equally borrowed it from the upcoming generation. Let's be responsible debtors by keeping the country alive. And from Devan Hammer to your mom, it's bye for now.